Our next guest is not sold on 2008, but thinks this could be a December to remember. Joining us from Houston this morning, David Dahl, President and CEO of Canale Trust Company. David, good morning. Good to see you.
Mark, good to see you again.
So you're not sure about 08, but you think the next month could be good. Is that it?
Yeah, exactly right. It looks like Santa Claus is in the building. Pessimism had really run amok over the last 2 or 3 weeks, and this was deja vu all over again to what we saw back in August. You know, I hear you guys talking about how just last week everything seemed to be in dire straits, and now today the sun has come up and it's looking great the last few days. And that's exactly where we were in mid-August, relieving into September. We think December is going to be pretty solid because the pessimism really isn't as founded as it should be from where the consumers are standing and spending.
Well, why the doubts about 08?
Well, 08 is going to be dominated by politics, and as we see it, government impacts investors and consumers in one of 4 ways: tax policy, regulation, tariffs and trade, and income policy. And whatever candidate, whichever party you're talking about, we're starting to hear bad things from them about taxes going up, about increased regulation, about tariff, immigration policy, all of which doesn't sound good to investors and consumers from our standpoint.
David, one thing that you've talked to us about throughout the year has been some optimism about Microsoft's Vista and the rollout. We're getting to the point where you might expect to see some of that optimism either coming true or realizing you were wrong. What are you seeing?
Well, great memory, Aaron. Indeed, we have. Product life cycle is taking hold. Let's take a look at the earnings announcements just recently. Hewlett-Packard told us about a week or so ago that PC shipments worldwide for them were up something like 31%. On a revenue basis, it was up 49%. Most of that was in laptops and certainly centered in emerging markets. We saw some similar numbers from Dell yesterday. Revenues were up strong. It may not have been the most uplifting commentary on a move forward, but certainly Michael Dell's restructuring plan in terms of margins is starting to play out.
All right, so what part of this market would you avoid like the plague?
Avoid like the plague. Well, you know, you're talking in the last couple days about the financials regrouping. There's still probably some more stuff there that we're going to be hearing about. The benefits coming from liquidity, whether it's from foreign investors or from the Fed meeting anticipated on December 11th. Those are nice benefits right now, but we've reduced our financial exposure. Likewise, we've done a little nibbling at some of the consumer stocks. We thought the push down that we saw there was a little bit overblown, especially when consumers have been spending. You know, a little unknown jewel here is we saw the retail sales from this past weekend up about 7%. But look at what people were buying. They were buying deflation-based items. So, all right, pretty good sector, we think.
David, thank you very much. David Dahl, down in Houston.